Alright, welcome back to Elite Fantasy Picks Game Week 8. As we are approaching, I'm going to be breaking down all the different wildcard strategies you can be using depending on your style of play. First, we have a budget wildcard. That's a safe budget wildcard for stability and control. We have a differential wildcard for chasing ranks to beat your mini leagues, your competitors, your rivals, your mates, and whoever you're up against. And we have a fixture-based wildcard for attacking the upcoming fixtures. That's this basically for long run games. Let's dive right into the video. First of all, this is my budget safe wildcard. In goal, we have Nick Pope, reliable and consistent, and should be used in your fantasy. I don't know why I'm skipping on him. Nick Pope is the safest option to use and very affordable. Then in defense, we have Gabriel. From Arsenal, we have Timber, and we have Senesi, who offers DEFCON. If you don't know what DEFCON means defensive contribution. Then moving on to the midfield, as you can see Saka. Saka is basically the main threat for Arsenal. He's actually everything you need in a midfielder right now. He takes penalty, he assists, he can score. So watch out for Saka. And then we have Semenyo, a budget midfielder with attacking sparks. You can see that some claims of him in the Fulham game last game week 7. Very superb player. Then for two budgeted and safe wildcard, it's Enzo and Caicedo. More Caicedo, very budget, and my Caicedo is very budget midfielder with a good DEFCON. He can score crackers just like we saw in the Liverpool game. He can assist, he can keep clean sheet. They'll give you a point for that. So you have to actually know midfielders that can literally be giving point for things. And with the run of games that Chelsea have, you should have at least one or two world-class Chelsea players in your team. Then moving on to the other midfield is Islam Assar. This guy, back from injury, explosive and very direct. Onto the forward, as you can see Haaland. Haaland will lead the line definitely. If you don't have Haaland in your team, then why the hell are you starting an FPL without an Haaland? He's the main person. He's the main person in FPL, and he leads the line with Wathmade. Very low cost forward. And on the bench we have Dubravka, we have Chris Richards, Alderete, and Mark Gill. Mark Gill is a forward that will never get game time, so that guy, he's just there just to have some money left in your bank, so that in case this workout doesn't work, game week 9 you can still salvage on other players that you missed out in game week 8. Dubravka just there, but you can also chip in him to start because Burnley has good fixtures in their next 2 to 3 games. We have Chris Richards, very good defender. He can contribute in defending, so it can give you points in defensive contribution. Crystal Palace are in a good form, even despite dropping 2 points against Everton. They can still give you points in the coming weeks. And we have Alderete. Alderete is superb fantasy player. There are some players we call fantasy players, and Alderete is part of those people. So this wildcard just keeps your team safe, balance, and within budget for future moves. Then on to the next, we have the differential wildcard. This differential wildcard is what I call the game changer. In fact, it's the best wildcard you should not miss it. It's the best wildcard you should have in this game. And here is it. In goal we have Nick Pope, and Nick Pope again is a favorite and my favorite option this game week. Why? Because he is making superb save for Newcastle. And in defense, we have Munoz. Definitely, Munoz has to be in your team. If you should be looking for any defender, Munoz should be part of the options that should be brought into your FPL team this week. Why? Because for attacking runs, for defense also, and for assists, goals, anything, Munoz is a potential FPL fantasy player. We have Dambon. Dambon was superb and very good in game week 7. He kept a clean sheet, got an assist. He's a potential FPL player, so you should get him in your team. But mind you, this differential wildcard is risky, but can also give you the reward you are looking for. It can give you that push, that 100-point score you want to get in your FPL using your wildcard. And lastly, we have Timber. Timber is very important. Why? Because of his form and his high potential. Very important. Don't forget Timber. He caused the penalty that Saka converted to, and they kept a clean sheet over West Ham. So you should have Timber in your team. The midfield, we have Bukayo Saka, very essential anchor for Arsenal. He's the talisman, free kick, corner, everything. He is the man that you should have because he can give you assists. He's the penalty taker. We just found out that Eucharist is not the main person. Saka is the main penalty taker, so you should have him in your team. And right now that Odegaard isn't available, Saka could be the one taking the set piece, the corner. And moving on, we have Islam Assar. That guy is a very dangerous forward, a very dangerous winger to be precise. Then we have Bruno Guimaraes. This is a creative differential. Most people are sleeping on this. Guimaraes is going to be a performer in the game week 8. Watch out for Guimaraes. Then we have Minte. Minte is an explosive gamble, but everything that concerns going forward for Brighton begins with Minte. So you have to not sleep on Minty. Go and try and get Minty. Watch out for Minty. Then we have Semenyo. Semenyo is one of the best performer in the fantasy Premier League this season, going forward and so far. Semenyo is a cheap space creator, as you could see, and you have been seeing. Semenyo is on superb and hot form. Then for the forwards, as always, Haaland with Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko is a powerful differential striker. I believe that every fantasy manager should be looking to put him into their team because he has two goals in 2 games. So he should be one of the players that you should be thinking of drafting into your team. And on the bench, we have Kelaha, we have Senesi, we have McClellan, and we have McGill. Now, this draft is just a risk. Remind you, this draft is a high risk draft, but it also comes with high reward, and it also has small bank money left in your bank in case you miss out on any player. You can still salvage and sell and buy any other player you want. You can still get the likes of João Pedro, the likes of Gerard Bowen. Also, draft for Gerard Bowen could be someone that could draft into this team. Maybe in case of Sesko, you can put Gerard Bowen. I think that is a very differential forward too that you can be sleeping on. Gerard Bowen. Then you can also integrate Salah, Mohamed Salah, like Mohamed Salah and Gabriel in this team. Then also you can also put Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is a very good man for this kind of game week, but this is a differential. Lest you forget, it's a differential wildcard, so most people have already selected these players that have been mentioned. Now on to the next, we have a fixture-based wildcard. This fixture-based wildcard is for long term, like Elias said, is for from now to game week 8, we have to see who will last, who will continue to get that point. A consistent player that you put that will give you that point, that will take you to the top of your mini league. Now in goal we have Pope. Pope is the consistent goalkeeper again that I believe that is going to milk so much points for us as FPL managers. And in defense we have Senesi. Senesi is Bournemouth's best defender this season, although they have so much of a defender, but Senesi gets to do the lot of work and pressure is on him, and he has proved us right and performing all with a good defensive contribution in his name. He's a good FPL player. Then on to the next we have Cucurella. Cucurella is superb. Most people are sleeping on him, but I believe that Cucurella is someone that you should also have in your team, despite the fact that Chelsea have defensive injuries and all that. But Cucurella could assist, can also bring in attacking returns, and for that type of games that are ahead of them, I believe that Cucurella should be a player in your team. Then we have Yorin Timber. Yorin Timber is a future asset and is also someone that can still make you points in this game week 8, so don't sleep on him. Then in the midfield we have Kudus. Mohamed Kudus is a main attacking weapon for Spurs, and you should have him in your team. We have Zubimendi is for deep control in Arsenal. He came off the bench. He served off Martin Odegaard early in the West Ham game. I believe that Zubimendi could be a future asset to in Arsenal. You have not to sleep on him. He could score a cracker, he could assist, and when Arsenal keeps clean sheets, who knows, Zubimendi could give you extra points. So don't sleep on Zubimendi. Then we have Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is one of the most selected Chelsea player in FPL fantasy right now. He is everything going forward for Chelsea. He's a very consistent player in Chelsea right now. So despite the fact that he got a knee injury in the international break, we are hoping to wait and see for the press conference whether Enzo Fernandez is going to be part of the squad for game week 8. And we have, last but not the least two is Ismaila Sarr and Antoine Semenyo. These are two aggressive counter options that have to be in your team. If they're not, then what are you waiting for? Who are you putting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And in the forward we have Haaland as a very, 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 very permanent captain. I don't see anybody that's going to challenge him for that. Miles ahead of everybody. And we have João Pedro. João Pedro is a potential striker. I guess so. He's a potential striker because of the run of form, the run of games that Chelsea are having, run of favorable games. You should have João Pedro in your team. Then on the bench we have Areola, we have Virgil van Dijk, we have Alderweireld, and we have Strong Lassen. These basically bench players are to provide rotation cover in case anybody does not play, like the likes of Enzo, or in case in future game weeks to come, these other players like the likes of Senesi and Mohamed Kudus having very high game week, very big game week ahead of them. You can savage with their bench players. And this wildcard is basically for patience. It's built for fixtures, swings, and long run, like I say, long-term runs. So now you'll be wondering, why are we using a 3-5-2 formation? Well, this is because most forwards are expensive. If you can check, just go to your FPL fantasy, you see that most forwards are expensive and have slim chances of performing, except Haaland, of course. That is why you have to use a 3-5-2 and maybe put in better midfielder, because midfielders can actually help in defense, can help in attack, and also help in everything. So midfielder have chances of boosting your FPL points than the likes of forward that have a 50-50 chance of performing. Yeah, so there you have it, a budget safe wildcard, a differential wildcard, and a feature based wildcard. Each one suits different FPL managers. Which one are you going to be using in game week 8? Let me know in the comment section. Drop your own wildcard draft and let's rate it and tweak it for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. If it's your first time seeing us in this channel, click the subscribe button and let the game week 8 be a greenery for all of us. That's all we wish. This is the voice of the Elite Fantasy Picks, and I am officially signing out.